Confirmed. Just yesterday afternoon, Huawei and Changan officially announced their collaboration. In simple terms, Chang'an's investment has materialized. A joint venture company with a sense of mission has been born. Huawei has played a brilliant and ruthless move in this game, leading the innovation and development of the Chinese automotive industry. According to Huawei, through mutual consultation, they plan to establish a company, referred to as the Target Company, engaged in the research, design, production, sales, and services of intelligent automotive systems and components solutions. Huawei intends to invest in the Target Company and carry out strategic cooperation. Both parties aim to support the Target Company in becoming a leading provider of intelligent automotive systems and components solutions, based in China and serving the global industry. This collaboration with Changan is an evolution of Huawei's platform strategy in the smart automotive field. Huawei will continue to work with more automobile manufacturers on this open platform, exploring new models of open cooperation and mutual benefits. Changan will invest in the new company and obtain a stake of no more than 40%. In the future, they will also incorporate existing strategic partner automakers and other automobile manufacturers with strategic value, making the company more diversified in terms of equity. According to Changan's disclosure, Huawei will inject relevant technology, assets, and personnel into this company, focusing on non-competitive businesses. Changan will fully promote strategic synergy with the new company. The mentioned Target Company is the already established Huawei Electric Technology Company, Limited, with a registered capital of 250 million renminbi and Wang Jun as the legal representative. The company's scope of business includes engineering and technical research, development and testing, sales and manufacturing of intelligent in-vehicle devices. According to Tianyanka, Huawei Electric Technology Company, Limited is 100% owned by Huawei Technologies Company, Limited. With the hot sales of the Wise Curve and Smart Curve series, Huawei's high car business will continue to focus on Harmony OS-based smart driving. They will accelerate cooperation with companies such as Series and Cherry in areas such as technological innovation, product definition, quality control, channel sales, and brand marketing. The goal is to build a new ecosystem for smart mobility and continuously launch more intelligent, safer, and improved products and services in collaboration with partners. So, what is the big plan Huawei has in the smart automotive industry? The key questions that people have include: 1. Why do people believe that Huawei will eventually enter the car manufacturing industry? 2. Why didn't Huawei directly enter the car manufacturing industry earlier? 3. How has Huawei's smart automotive strategy progressed? 4. Will the renaming to Huawei Wenjie inject new momentum into Huawei's smart automotive business? 5. What is the future path for Huawei's smart automotive business? From 1995 to 2001, Huawei invested 1/3 of its R&D resources into 3G development with the principle of high investment, high output. Eventually, they succeeded in mastering 3G technology. However, the domestic 3G license was delayed, and without a license, there was no market. The massive investment couldn't be recouped, creating immense pressure. As a result, Huawei shifted its focus to the overseas market. In 2005, Huawei's overseas contracts exceeded those in the domestic market for the first time, coinciding with the period when developed countries began constructing 3G networks. After 2007, Apple single-handedly led the world from the 2G era into the 3G wireless era, further stimulating Huawei's 3G communication business. Huawei's founder, Ran Jingfei, once said, "Apple saved Huawei." At that time, Huawei's terminal, mobile phone, business, which served operators, had become a burden. In 2008, Huawei attempted to sell off its terminal business but failed, eventually forcing Huawei to focus on this business. However, the further expansion of Huawei's overseas carrier business faced challenges. In 2010, overseas government institutions became wary of Huawei, leading to successive failures in overseas acquisitions. By 2011, Huawei's communication equipment accounted for 30% of the global market share, and its business development in the carrier field reached a plateau. The subsequent story is well known. Huawei's consumer and enterprise businesses took over as the growth drivers. Among them, Huawei's terminal business became its core growth engine for nearly the next 10 years. In 2019, Huawei's terminal business, which had been thriving, faced severe challenges due to the trade war between China and the United States and subsequent sanctions. In this winter, Huawei urgently needed new growth drivers. Similar to the smartphone industry, the imaginative smart automotive industry seemed to be an excellent choice for Huawei's cloud pipe device strategy. Therefore, perhaps before 2019, the market was skeptical of Huawei's claim not to enter the automotive industry. But today, more and more people are willing to believe that Huawei will eventually enter the automotive industry themselves. After all, Huawei also once claimed that they would not make smartphones. As early as 2012, the State Council issued the Development Plan for Energy Conservation and New Energy Vehicles, 2012 to 2020, aiming to overcome barriers led by traditional Western-dominated internal combustion vehicles and promote China's transition from an automobile powerhouse to an automobile powerhouse. Today, China has become a stronghold in the new energy vehicle industry, and electrification, intelligence, and connectivity have become the consensus and main direction of industry development. Almost parallel to the national strategy, Huawei established the Car Connectivity Consortium in 2012. Now, Huawei's products in the automotive field have expanded to form a full-stack solution composed of intelligent car cloud, intelligent connectivity, intelligent electric, intelligent cabin, and intelligent driving. In the past decade, the Chinese market for new energy vehicles has undergone tremendous changes. The overall automotive market in China has gradually entered a state of stock competition, with growth entering single digits or even negative territory. Traditional internal combustion vehicles have entered a predictable downward trajectory in terms of sales. The new energy vehicle market has been flourishing, with new energy vehicles accounting for 29% of the overall passenger vehicle market in 2022. A quick comparison shows that the incremental increase in new energy vehicle sales in 2021 was 5.31 million vehicles, while for traditional combustion vehicles, it was minus 3.23 million vehicles. This is driven by both policy factors and the shifting market demand and consumer attitudes, which have become a trend. In 2022, the price reduction trend ignited by Tesla has spread to traditional combustion vehicles, and the intense battle between electric and traditional fuel vehicles is about to begin. This undoubtedly marks the prelude to a major transformation. In the short term, some new players in the automotive industry who have been continuously losing money may feel the pain of the market's shift. However, in the long run, this does not affect the trajectory of the automotive industry leaning towards new energy vehicles. There may have been various considerations for why Huawei did not enter the automotive industry earlier. On one hand, based on the development of its business before 2019 and the size of the new energy vehicle market, Huawei did not have a strong urgency to enter the market directly. Additionally, Huawei lacks the capability for complete vehicle development and manufacturing. Facing this capital-intensive game, Huawei needed a suitable opportunity. On the other hand, Huawei's core field is in ICT, and the specific industrial ecosystem of intelligent vehicles in the future is not yet clear. Huawei still needs time to construct a complete business framework and establish its own business ecosystem based on its own capabilities. The strategic understanding of the intelligent automotive industry should not be limited to the old versus new energy debate. Looking ahead, Huawei envisions the era of intelligent vehicles as an era of software-defined cars. In Huawei's vision, the automotive industry will transition from relying on one-time hardware transactions for profit based on vehicle or hardware unit price times new sales volume to a profit structure based on software fees times ownership. Software profits and service revenues will become new revenue anchors. This is also the idea of new players in the automotive industry and internet giants. Therefore, expanding the ownership of new energy vehicles based on Huawei's intelligent automotive solutions becomes the underlying logic of Huawei's strategic design. Huawei, which is not in a rush to enter the automotive manufacturing industry, is now looking towards traditional automakers. Huawei Wenjia represents Huawei's brand shift from backstage to the forefront, and the underlying significance behind it is widely understood. Compared to Huawei's previous smartphone brand, the relationship between Huawei Wenjia and Huawei is much closer than the relationship between Honor and Huawei. Whether Huawei Wenjia can continue the success of Huawei's high-end smartphones remains to be seen. Although Huawei has accumulated rich experience in consumer business and high-end brand operations compared to its time as a smartphone maker, the challenge of transitioning from B2B to B2C is not to be underestimated. When we review Huawei's rise in the smartphone industry, we realize that it is not simply supported by the endorsement of being in the Fortune Global 500. The success of Huawei smartphones was due to favorable timing and location. Firstly, Huawei positioned its smartphones as high-end, benchmarking against Samsung and Apple and leaving no stone unturned in shaping the brand's premium image. Secondly, Huawei carefully crafted differentiated products for its target audience. The most significant milestone was the Huawei Mate 7, featuring a 6-inch large screen, fingerprint security, and a long-lasting 4,000 mAh battery. Currently, Huawei Wenjia lacks a clear product category strategy and brand positioning. Yu Changdong previously mentioned that he stopped driving his own BMW and Porsche, as his friends who were planning to buy BMW X5, GLS, or even Maybach were now looking to purchase the Wenjia M7 from him. This approach of targeting traditional luxury combustion engine cars might have been effective in the early stages of category education, but now it holds little persuasive power in the current new energy vehicle market. The industry believes that Huawei Wenjia aims to compete with Ideal, another electric vehicle brand. However, Ideal has a clear positioning, targeting the family vehicle scene as the preferred luxury electric vehicle brand. They took the first-mover advantage by launching extended-range solutions to challenge traditional combustion engine cars. While it's hard to determine the final outcome, Huawei Wenjia has already lost its first-mover advantage. Where does Huawei's smart automotive business go? It is not only about building good cars, but also about selling good cars. Huawei's smart automotive business urgently needs a benchmark and model as a lever. This means that Huawei needs to not only help automakers build good cars, but also assist them in selling good cars. According to Huawei executives, Huawei has invested approximately $3 billion in automotive component research and development over the past 3 years, equivalent to over 21.7 billion renminbi. The automotive business seems to be the only business segment where Huawei is currently experiencing losses.